These are my top 10 camera accessories that I'm bringing with me into 2025. And some of them are directly on the camera, and some of them, well, this one we'll talk about in just a little bit. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Austin Madriaga. I'm a videographer and I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I just love camera gear. And on this video, I'm going to be showing you some of the accessories that I've been using for many years, and some of them just recently, and a few of them you may not even realize that it should be on this list, but I love them and I use them so many different ways. If you're interested in checking out any of these items, I've listed all of them in the description below. And as a disclaimer, we all know camera gear can be expensive, so everything on this list is under $60. So let's get started. So in no particular order, but my number one accessory is probably one of my favorites, is this Falcam F38 quick release plate. And I have them on every single one of my cameras. What it is it attaches to the bottom of your camera, just like that. I also have one on this camera. And you take the bottom piece and you put it on a tripod. And now from here, all you have to do is you have to just slide this onto this plate here, just like this. And it will click on just like that. Now, to release it, you press this button on the side and you release. And now when you put it back on, you can also lock it just like that. Now when you lock it, even if you press it, it's not gonna go anywhere and it's nice and secure. This really is super convenient when it comes to even horizontal or vertical filming. Now there's two versions of this. There is this one, which is the version 1. It is about $32 at the time of shooting this video. And this one, as you can see, the grips are kind of in between the screw. Now the version 2 is $36 and the grip is surrounding the entire surface area of this quick release plate. Now I bought a bunch of V1s when it first came out and I love them, but what I started to realize was that on my camera itself, because the grips were on each side, sometimes and more often than not, it would get loose and it would just really annoy me. There was one time when I was carrying it on my shoulder strap and it got loose and my camera almost fell on the ground. Since then, I got the version 2, which is way better, way more reliable. And even just for a few more dollars, just having that peace of mind knowing that it's gonna be on my camera, even if I twist and turn it and it's not gonna come off, is worth the price. Now, my second accessory is this camera lens air blower. Now, you've probably seen the ones that are electric. You press a button and it will electrically go. It's really loud. Nothing beats this $13 lens blower. It's super quick and super easy, and I actually like this one a lot better because you can kind of fold it up just like this and you can put it in your bag, especially if you have a lot of camera gear already. But what I do is when I take out my camera lens off of my body, I just do a quick few squeezes, I blow out the dust particles from the lens and the camera, and I'm good to go. Even if I really can't see it from the naked eye, just knowing that I've cleaned out the lens and the camera body itself is just knowing that I can go about filming and I know that I'm gonna upload the highest quality video. Now for my third accessory, it's white balance cards. Now this one with a pack of 3 with the black, white, and the gray is about $8, and this one that's foldable and collapsible is about $9. And I use these for different purposes. I don't shoot anything without white balancing and making sure that it's balanced correctly, because I wanna make sure that I don't have to do any post editing that's gonna mess up the skin tones and the colors. So I'm gonna show you how I use these. Now, when I'm out on the go, I like to use these smaller ones. Honestly, I just bring all 3, but you only really need to use the gray one. They will all work perfectly fine, but I put these in my pocket, and when I'm changing sceneries, I like to either just hold this out in front of the camera, and what I do on my FX3 or my FX30 or even my Sony ZV-E10, I click the white balance button, I go to custom and I click set, and usually I have to autofocus the white card over my lens first, and then I just click set, and then I will point it to the gray part of the card, and then it will get you the perfect white balance every single time. Now, when I'm in my studio, what I like to do is I like to use this bigger one because it's just a bigger space, and I put it on a tripod and I just clamp it. Again, I don't shoot anything without making sure my white balance is correct. Now, using this You know, these two items can be a deal breaker when it comes to the quality of your video and how you're perceived. If you're too warm, if you're too cool, that will really affect how people are seeing your videos. All right, my number 4 accessory, and you probably would never have guessed, is a label maker. I promise you that I use this on every single item that I have, especially since I have a video business and I want to make sure that every single equipment that I have is labeled to my name. For example, my V-mount battery is labeled. My DJI mic is labeled. All of my camera bodies and my camera lenses are labeled. I have my SD cards labeled as well with my initials just because it's small. And I even have my NPF batteries labeled just like that. While this is not an actual camera accessory, I use this on every single camera equipment. It is so easy to use. All I do is I turn it on, I write my name. So usually I'll do like A. Madriaga, or I'll do AM, and then I will click print, do one copy. Boom. And now I have a label that I can put on any single part of my equipment. So when I'm out on the go or I'm out with other people who have video equipment and we're sharing and swapping, my equipment stays with me because it is labeled. My next accessory is this V-mount clamp that I just found out about last month, and I've been on client shoots when my camera is on my big tripod and I'm just kind of hanging my V-mount down on sometimes even a Velcro strap or a zip tie, and I found this out. You know, this has a clamp, so I just screw this onto my tripod just like that. Now, as you can see right here, this has the V-mount clamp onto it, and what you do from here, you just go from there and you attach your V-mount just like that, and it's attached. And then to release, there's a button right here to release it. And it's just so convenient, especially having this 99 watt small rig V-mount battery that can be a little bit heavy hanging from a tripod. I just know that this is gonna secure it every single time. Now, the next 2 items on my list are my 2 favorite tripods. This is a small rig foldable mini tripod, and then this is my go-to Ulanzi Ombra tripod. So we'll go through this mini tripod first. Now, with the small rig foldable tripod, I love this thing. I take it with me to whenever I travel. Yes, I think that $54 while shooting this video is a little overpriced, but this thing is sturdy. As you can see, it can fold out each leg. You can also extend the tripod just a little bit. This can get even lower down onto the ground by getting these legs a little bit lower. So now you're flatter, and it has a ball head mount already attached to it. So you can untwist there and you have a ball head mount. And with this mini tripod, I even have my F38 quick release mount that I talked about earlier. So I'm gonna show you with my camera and this tripod, as easy as putting it in, just like that, and taking it off. This is actually the version 2 quick release plate, which has a bigger release button, just like that. And one of my favorite things about this is it's so collapsible, so it will go like that. I flip each leg up, and it even has a clip right here that oftentimes when I have my shoulder bag, I'm actually just gonna clip this like this. I love this thing, but what I like even more is my Ulanzi Ombra tripod, which is this right here. I really like this tripod because one, it also has a ball mount that you can move around, and it's super, super lightweight. The clips on each leg, super easy to use, never fails me. And you can actually take this off. And what I've done before is my travel case, I've actually put this entire tripod when I take off the ball mount into my carrying case just like this, and it's just so lightweight and you can kind of take it everywhere. And just like earlier, every single thing I have has a F38 quick release. So those are the Ulanzi and the small rig mini tripod foldable and the Ombra tripod. The next item is an ND rapid filter system, and I swear everybody should have this, especially if you are shooting in harsh lighting and then you're going indoor and you're going outdoor, indoor. And I'm gonna show you exactly what this is. Now, this is a filter system where you can put your ND filter right on one end, and then on the other end, you can screw it on the lens end that you have. Now, just like that, in a span of 3 seconds that I just put it on, guess what? If I wanted this up and I'm shooting it indoor and I don't need an ND filter, now I can shoot. The moment I step outside, I can flip this over, adjust my ND, and now I'm ready. Now, what I love about this system is that a lot of ND filters, you actually have to screw onto the camera, or some of them you have to have a magnet and then it unmagnetizes, but you still have to put it in your pocket somewhere. This rapid system is so quick and easy. I can go ahead and shoot, flip it back over, flip it back out, flip it back over. You just have to make sure that you are getting the right ND filter size. So my Sony 24-70 is a 82 millimeter, and I also have an 82 millimeter rapid filter system. So when you're buying this, just make sure that you're getting the right ND filter size. So next up on the list are these SD to iPhone card adapters. Now, I actually bought this 3 different times and not by choice. So I have an iPhone 13 right here, which is a lightning card adapter, as you can see right here. The first time I bought this from Amazon, the insert was actually caved in. It was like a used one, and I was just not gonna use it because it was squeezing my SD card so much that it was so hard to put in, so I returned it. When I got my replacement in, I got a USB-C version because I didn't check. Now, I can't use this USB-C on my iPhone 13 because it takes lightning adapter. I decided to keep it, but I finally got my own lightning adapter. So long story short, if you're gonna get this, make sure that you're getting the correct one for the correct phone that you have. Now, the reason why I love this is because as content creators, we're shooting and we're capturing moments. And the moment that you are done, you can take out your SD card, you can put it right onto this adapter, you can plug it into your phone. So what you do is you actually go into your files just like this, and you go into that. Once you're in your files, you're gonna click onto this browse on your bottom right, and you're gonna kind of go into this home screen. Now on that, you're gonna have your SD card, whether it's labeled or it may be titled untitled if you formatted your card. You go to untitled and you click on your video and you download it straight into your phone. Now, one of the things that I found was if you're shooting on a Sony camera or any other camera that has 10 bits video, don't shoot in 10-bit video because it's not gonna be able to be compatible to the iPhone. So what you do is you go into your camera body, you go from 10-bit and you go to 8-bit. And now when you shoot in 8-bit, you can go directly into your SD card adapter. Now, when I'm shooting content that I know I'm not gonna be putting directly into my phone, what I do is I do shoot in 10-bit to make sure that I capture as much video as possible in the highest quality. But if I know that I want to get a quick Instagram story in, or if I'm gonna do editing on CapCut on my phone, I always make sure to change my camera setting to 8-bit to make sure that it's adaptable to my phone. Now, the last item on this list is surprisingly this old Deity D4 Mini microphone that goes on top of the camera. Now, don't get me wrong, it's 2025 and we want to have the highest level audio equipment. We want to get the Sony ECM ones that are wireless, and we want to make sure that it has all these different settings. I get it, but hear me out. Whenever I do any sort of traveling, I want to have the least amount of barriers as possible. So number one, I want to make sure that I have a wired microphone to make sure I don't run into any issues with audio. And sometimes I don't really care about having the most crispy audio when I'm traveling, because sometimes I just want to get some background music. Now this Deity D4 Mini is awesome because it is so lightweight. It's actually quite foldable, as you can see. I can kind of bend it around and it still works perfectly fine. It attaches to the hot shoe mount and you attach it into the camera. Now it is super lightweight, and you can kind of, if you put it into a camera bag, it can be bendable just like that, and it won't affect the actual mic itself. Now again, I love the Deity D4 Mini. It is $50, so it's cheap, it's reliable, and it sounds great. I'm actually using this right now for my overhead top-down shots for me to get the audio, but whenever I do any sort of traveling, this D4 Deity Mini is always in my bag. Now, when it comes to camera accessories, everybody is different, everybody uses different things, but I found that these items give me the efficiency and just the peace of mind knowing that I have these things to supplement my video making experience, whether it's attaching my V-mount onto this clamp or having the SD card go directly into my phone. These are things that I've loved throughout the years and some of them that I just found out and I wanted to share with you guys. Again, if you're interested in any of these items, they're all going to be linked in the description below. Now, again, these items are all under $60, so they're affordable for you. And there's many other accessories out there that are super expensive, but stuff like even this air blower, that's only $13. I use every single time and they're great. So it's not about the price of the accessory, it's how these things can make your video experience better, easier, and more efficient. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.